Reading, First Year, Grade 11, English Book, KPK Textbook Board 2020. Please like and subscribe YouTube channel Sohail, Imdad to get updates on time.
Unit number 5. It's Country for Me. Author Patricia DeMuth. About the author. Patricia DeMuth and her husband grew up in small towns in Iowa, where they had friends who were part of a family farm team. When they decided to write a book about rural America, they found a farm in Wisconsin to serve as a setting for their story. They took their young sons with them and lived in Wisconsin, where she wrote the book. Joel, growing up a farm man, which was awarded Best Children Book of 1982 by the Society of Midland Authors. Joel is the youngest of Ed and Betty, Holland's 6 children. Only he and his brother, Marty, 16, still live at home. 2 other brothers, Bill and Terry, come home each day to eat meals with the family. Bill and Terry rent neighboring farms. Each has his own livestock herd, but they farm their land collectively with their father. 2 other children, Kevin and Kathy, do not live at home. This year Kevin, 22, will graduate from college in Chicago. He will be the 4th college graduate among the Holland children. We insist they all go to college and get a taste of what it's like off the farm, says Betty. Then if they want to come back to farming, that's fine. Kathy, 24, is the oldest child and the only daughter. She is now a Roman Catholic nun, doing graduate study in Dubuque, Iowa. But, like her brothers, she grew up farming, and she still misses it. Kathy called this May during her final exams and said, "I'd give anything to be plowing instead." As the youngest, Joel has at times had more farming teachers than he's wanted. One night he sat at the kitchen table, listening to his dad and brothers talk about the rewards of farming. "It's a good, independent life," said Bill. "You're your own boss." "I wouldn't know," said Joel, grinning. "I've got bosses." "Who?" asked his dad. Joel pointed to each one around the table. They all laughed. Joel used to be largely at somebody's side, watching and listening, lending a hand, or going on the run for a tractor or forgotten tool. He took the occasional bossing he got in stride. Now, he is so busy with his own work that he is no longer available to be everybody's gopher. If I had just one word to describe Joel, it would be enthusiasm, says Betty. He uses his youthful energy indiscriminately. On one summer day, he jumped 15 fences, drove farm machinery 25 miles, fed 320 animals, opened and closed 8 gates, walked and ran about 8 miles, jumped on and off the tractor 26 times, lifted 900 pounds of grain, shoveled 4,000 pounds, ate about 2,600 calories. On weekends and during the summer, Joel works outdoors anywhere from 8 to 15 hours a day. The only time he minds it is during early spring. Then the snow melts, and rain often pours down daily, turning the farmyard into a swamp. Mud sucks at his boots, making walking itself a tedious chore. More than the bother, though, Joel hates the ugliness. When it rains, everything seems so awful. Regardless of how much energy his work consumes, Joel has plenty left over for sports. He hunts deer and traps wildlife in the fall, and snowmobiles in the winter. Spring brings softball and basketball games, and summer provides weather for water skiing and fishing. Nearly all his favorite sports are played outdoors. If he had to live in the city for a year, Joel says he would mostly miss the land. I'd miss seeing things grow. The change of seasons. In fact, if Joel could choose any place in the world to live, he guesses he'd live right here. It'd have to be country. After living out here, I don't think I'd ever want to be in the city. You just don't have the freedom of the responsibilities. I'm not saying a city kid doesn't have responsibilities. But you don't work as a family the way you do on a farm. It'd just have to be country for me.
Please like and subscribe YouTube channel Sohail Imdad to get updates on time.